Here is something that took researchers decades to formalize, but that anyone who has ever been in serious financial stress already knows instinctively. The fear of debt thinks faster than you do. Before you've consciously registered a bill, a balance, a number on a screen, your nervous system has already responded. Cortisol is already moving. Your threat detection circuitry, the same system designed to protect you from physical danger, has already marked the situation as an emergency. And in that state, the mind does not generate solutions. It generates more fear, more avoidance, more of the same patterns that created the problem in the first place. This is not a character flaw. This is neuroscience. What I want to offer you today is different from what you'll find in most manifestation content. I'm not going to ask you to simply repeat affirmations and hope something shifts. That approach works, but slowly, and only when the underlying neural debt is addressed first. The neural debt is the accumulated weight of every time your brain confirmed that you are someone money leaves, not someone money finds. Today's protocol runs in 7 targeted blocks. Each one addresses a different layer of your financial self-concept, moving from the outermost, identity, down through perception, belief, temporal framing, collective pattern, agency, and finally integration. We are not painting over the problem, we are flushing the system. Before we begin, put on headphones if you have them. Sit or lie down in a position where your spine feels supported. If you're driving, save this for later. I need your eyes closed for at least part of this. Take 3 slow breaths now, longer on the exhale than the inhale. Let your jaw unclench. Let your shoulders drop. This session runs approximately 14 minutes. By the end, you will not feel fixed, but you will feel different, and different is where repatterning begins. Let's start the protocol. You are not your debt balance. You are not your credit score. You are not the gap between what you owe and what you have. Those are numbers. You are a system. And systems can be recalibrated. Right now in this moment, you are someone whose relationship with money is actively changing. Not will change, is changing. The decision to be here, to listen, to do the deliberate work of repatterning, that is already a financial identity statement. Most people who are struggling financially avoid this kind of material. You sought it out. That distinction matters. You are resourceful. You have navigated every financial crisis you have ever faced, every single one, because you are still here. The pressure that should have broken you formed something harder instead. A clarity, a specificity about what you actually want your financial life to look like. You are a signal, not static. The noise of past debt does not define the frequency you're broadcasting now. I am someone whose financial story is being rewritten. I am someone money flows toward with increasing ease. I am someone who attracts resources because I know how to use them. Pause. For a moment, I want you to notice what abundance actually feels like in the body before it shows up in the bank account. Imagine the physical sensation of financial relief. Not wealth, just relief. The specific loosening in your chest that happens when a bill is paid and gone. The way your shoulders drop a half inch without you asking them to. The sound of silence where worry used to be. Feel that now. Manufacture it deliberately. Your nervous system cannot fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. That is not mysticism. That is established neurological research. So feel it. Now expand it. Let that loosening spread from your sternum outward into your arms, your hands, your fingertips. This is what it feels like to be someone for whom enough is normal, for whom more than enough is simply the next ordinary thing. A table is already set for you, not metaphorically, energetically, positionally, the next opportunity, the next unexpected income, the next door that opens. It already exists in the field of what's possible for you. You are simply walking toward it. Abundance is not arriving. It is already here, waiting to be recognized. Pause. Here's the paradox that most financial content will never tell you. The very debt you are trying to escape is evidence of your capacity to hold something large. You took on debt because you were attempting something, a home, an education, a business, a period of survival. Debt is not proof that you failed. Debt is a map of where you have been moving. Maps can be redrawn. Every financial wound you have sustained, every overdraft, every collection call, every missed payment created scar tissue. And scar tissue, by its biological nature, is denser and more resilient than the original material. You are not weakened by your financial history. You are more structurally sound than someone who has never been tested. What once felt like a ceiling is becoming a floor. The urgency you feel right now, that sharp, forward-leaning pressure to change your financial reality, is not anxiety dressed up as motivation. It is momentum. It is the kinetic energy of a system that has been compressed long enough and is now ready to expand. You are not running away from debt. You are running toward the version of your financial life that was always available to you. SN. Speak with me now as though what you want has already happened, not as a wish, as a memory. You have already turned the corner, the month that everything changed. It's already in your past. You remember the morning you looked at your accounts and felt something you hadn't felt in years. Margin, space, room to breathe between income and obligation. You remember the first asset you acquired after the recovery. Small, maybe, but yours. Chosen deliberately, not desperately. You remember the specific silence of financial stability, the way a weekend feels different when you're not mentally calculating whether you can afford to enjoy it. Thank your past self, this version of you right now, doing this work, for starting, for not waiting until conditions were perfect, for understanding that repatterning begins before results appear. The wealth you are building was always meant to reach you. Think of it as an inheritance already deposited, already waiting in a trust that matures the moment your identity aligns with receiving it. It has always been yours. You are simply arriving at the right time. Thank you for the abundance that is already flowing to me. And thank you for the debts that are dissolving ahead of schedule. And thank you for the assets gathering in my direction. Across every culture, across every economic era in recorded human history, there is one pattern that repeats without exception. People recover, people rebuild, people who were financially devastated by war, by collapse, by personal catastrophe, by markets that moved without warning, rebuilt. Not all of them, but the ones who held the belief, even thinly, that recovery was available to them. You are not an anomaly in needing to rebuild. You are part of the oldest human pattern there is. Millions of people right now are in the same recalibration you are in. Many of them will stay stuck because they will decide, consciously or not, that they are the exception to the rule of recovery. That they are specifically, uniquely unworthy of financial restoration. You are making a different decision. Your desire for financial health is not greed. It is not delusion. It is the same impulse that built every civilization, funded every family, and created every institution of lasting value. The belief that more is possible and that I am someone who deserves to participate in it. You deserve to be financially well, not someday. As a baseline, as a given. Allow yourself, right now, to fully inhabit the version of you who has already solved this. Not who is trying to solve it, not who hopes to solve it, the version who already did. Let that person speak through your body for a moment. Notice how they hold their shoulders. Notice the pace of their breathing, slower, more measured. Notice that they are not afraid of their phone, not afraid of the mail, not afraid of conversations about money. Let your nervous system tune to that frequency. The way a tuning fork held near another will cause it to vibrate at the same pitch. Your present body, held near the resonance of your future self, begins to match it. This is not metaphor. This is how identity change actually happens. Frequency preceding form. Allow yourself to release the financial identity that no longer fits. It served a purpose. It kept you careful. It made you resourceful. You can honor what it did without continuing to wear it. Permit yourself to be someone for whom assets accumulate naturally. Permit yourself to be someone who makes financially sound decisions with ease. Permit yourself to receive everything you've moved through in this session is now integrating. Your identity, no longer defined by what you owe, but by the directionality of where you are moving. Your senses, now calibrated to recognize abundance before it fully arrives. Your history, reframed from evidence of failure into evidence of resilience. Your timeline, reconstructed so that recovery is not ahead of you, but already beneath your feet. Your worthiness, confirmed not by your credit history, but by the simple biological fact that you want a better life and took 14 minutes to pursue it. Think of your neural pathways around money as rivers. Debt, not the financial kind, but the cognitive kind, functions like sediment. It accumulates, it narrows the channel, it slows the flow. What we have done today is flush that sediment. The banks of those rivers are the same. The water is the same. But the channel is clearer than it was 14 minutes ago. This protocol works cumulatively. The more consistently you return to it, the more permanent the recalibration becomes. All of this is true because you decided it was, and that decision is the most financially significant thing you will do today. Before you open your eyes, I want to give you one concrete assignment for this week. Not an affirmation, an action. Identify one financial decision you have been avoiding, a call you haven't made, an account you haven't opened, a number you haven't looked at directly. This week, you will do that one thing, not because it will immediately fix everything, because the neural debt flush protocol only holds if you give your nervous system evidence that the new identity is real. Evidence requires action. One action. That's the entire assignment. For the comments, what is one specific financial belief you are consciously replacing right now? Write it out below, not as a wish, as a declaration. The act of naming it publicly accelerates the neural shift we started today. If you want to go deeper, this channel publishes one new protocol session each week, each one targeting a different layer of financial, physical, or relational repatterning. Every session is structured the same way, clinically designed, deliberately paced, and built to accumulate. Until next time, keep expanding.